Okay, I'm back again. Okay, I've been doing a lot of stuff on frames, and so I thought maybe we'd do something on a canvas. This is a gallery canvas. I've taped my back. These are really good frames. I painted it white and I sealed it. And now I have them sitting on these. You can use cups. I have these. Actually, I'm missing one. These little stands. So I'm going to sit those right like so. Okay, so now I got, we're going to do another seahorse. These are ones I made from resin. And I've just added the gold and just a little bit of the mica on that. Okay, so we're going to do 3 colors today. We're going to use the Michelle shimmer, the Kimmy shimmer, and we're going to use the mint. Okay, that's where I think I'm going with this. So I've got my resin and I'm going to pour these into my cups on the side, and obviously we have the white. So I'm going to pour these. You probably won't be able to see me. I'm probably out of frame, but so I'm just going to pour some in the cup. I mean, I could pour it on top of that canvas, but then I got to move it again. So, and I also want to leave a little bit of clear. So I'm trying to just kind of figure out. All right, so, all right, now I'm gonna do the white. I'm using the Just Resin titanium white. I like that as well as the Color Passion. All right, so stir that up. Add me somewhat of a dollop. And there's not that much resin in this because I don't need a lot of white resin. So we're just going to mix that up like so. Okay, so I'm going to set that aside. And then we're going to do, let's see, this one will be my mint. I'm going to do this along the shore. Stir that up. Take a little dollop of that and put that in there. Mix that all up. And that looks good. And then we're going to do the Kimmy shimmer. It's a little bit darker. Stir this up. Alrighty. And then take a little dollop of that. Put that in there. And I'm going to stir that up. And that looks good. And the last one is the Michelle shimmer. I got that. top of that. And we're going to stir that up. All right, so what I'm going to do is my sand first. And instead of mixing the sand in with the resin, I think what I'm just going to try and do is just lay the resin down first and then add my sand on this. I'm just gonna now, if you don't want it dripping down the sides, which I'll end up wiping, tape your sides up. All right, just a little bit more here. We'll see how this goes. Now, I'm not putting sand on the sides, but I should have thought about it before I did this. But I think what I might do is just paint the side by the sand. So I got my, so I'm just going to lay it on top here. I hope I didn't take that sand level up too high. And I'm just going to sprinkle it on top. Again, you can mix it with your resin. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Of course, when you do it this way, you end up with sand not only on your table, which I have foil laying there, but it ends up on the floor as well. So I'm just going to sprinkle that on. I might just use just a little bit more. Just get my hand in here. Just a little bit more. That looks pretty good. Then I'm just gonna press it in just a smidgen. Just lightly. I'm just gonna press it on there. Depending on how much clear I have left over, which I can make up more, I can add some more clear on top of this. All right, so what I want to do though is get this off out of my ocean. So I'm just going to move that sand out of the way. I mean, you could even paint your background, but you know, you got to make sure you seal it, because sometimes some paints, they'll end up bleeding through your resin, and then, yeah, I don't want that. Okay, so now we're going to start with the mint along the shore, but let me use this popsicle stick. I'm going to push this down even more. Yeah, and you could also like mix your sand with your resin, put your sand on and let that dry a little bit and then go back if you want, depending on how comfortable you are. Alrighty, so now I'm going to add, I think I want to leave a little bit of area here for my white. So I'm just gonna, I mean, this is gonna get all blended in together, but I'm not quite sure where I was going with this yet. So we're just gonna have that go down here, just like so. Okay, then we're gonna take the darker one, and I'm just gonna pour that here. And let me take the Michelle Shimmer, and we're gonna put that back in here. Alrighty. Now I'm just gonna take my finger and go over it. And just blend the colors in a little bit. Just like so. And then I'm going to just take my finger down the side, even the stuff that drips, and I'm going to wipe down the sides. I still have to get on the other side to see. Yeah, I'm definitely going to paint the sand area because that's just going to look white. And I really don't want to put sand there. Okay, so we're just going to get some more hair. And I'm still going to blow, but I'm going to, let's see here. Let's just drop some of this. And it's still going to run over. So I'm just going to get this side. Move this. And now I got to get around the other side. Let me walk around here. And I definitely need, I'm just going to take that blue and coat the sides. Just like so. Make sure you get your corners. And I'm just gonna make sure all that white is covered up. And that looks pretty good. Okay, so I'm gonna let that go for the moment. Okay. All right, so let me just add a little more here. Just leave a smidge in case I need it. A little bit more of the darker in here. The medium. Add that in here. Just save a smidge in case I need it. And I really don't want more on my shoreline. Okay. Alrighty, now I want to do a thing of clear here. And do my white and blow out some waves. And that'll make it drip over. That's looking pretty. So I want my clear. So I want to take my clear along here, because I don't want my waves to look blue. You try, sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. I don't know. Okay. Then I'm going to take my white, because I want to get this part done before I add my shells and stuff. Yeah, and another thing I'm thinking about is when I go to blow this, is my sand going to fly because I didn't mix the resin. Okay, this will be interesting. We'll see how this goes. I just thought of that. I'm going to heat this up a little bit. Yeah, I just thought of that. I'm afraid if I hit this, I don't know if I can block it, that all my sand's going to go out in my water. So, let's see. I don't have very much clear left. Let me just add a little clear there. Where's my white? And a little white there. Yeah, we're just going to go. We're going to go for it. I don't know what's going to happen, but we're going to go for it because I'm not going to blow out toward the shore. I know exactly what's going to happen. I'm going to end up blowing that all out. And I might put some bubbles down there. All right, let me grab. Okay. All right, now we're going to get the heat gun. Get this. Okay, yeah. I might blow it the other way down here instead of messing with it. Okay. So, I'm just going to go. Along it. Nice. Try and blow it this way. Yeah, there goes my sand. But I can add more sand. It's just blowing off. But I'd rather have it blow toward me than in my ocean. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that my sides are covered. Take my finger and go around. And that looks good. Got some sand on there. But I'm going to add just a little bit in here. Around the edges. I don't know why. It's like it's rolling off and not leaving anything, but we'll see. Okay. Alrighty, now that's looking good. I'm going to take my gloves off. I'm hoping I have enough clear for my seashells. All right, I have some sea fan here that my friend Gwen, thank you dear, sent me from the Caymans. And I'm going to put that there. And I'm going to put this shell here. So which way do I want this? This is heating up already. Wow. All right, I think I'm just going to lay that right there. And then I'm just going to put just some clear right here. Hoping I can make it with the clear. And I'm going to set this shell right there. We're just going to let that sit like that. I'll add my Seahorse later. Resin on my fingers because I took off my gloves. All right, now let's do look at the color in that. Isn't that gorgeous? So I can feel the heat coming off of this already. So I think I'm going to sit that in there. So let me add a little bit more of this. And I think I'm just going to let that sit right there. And then let's put this shell in there. So I'm just going to put a little gob in there and add this shell right there. So far, so good. And I have a starfish that's going to sit over here. So I'm going to add this right here. I'm going to put this right there. Kind of want it connecting to that other one. I'm hoping, let's see. We'll just make it look like there's water in there. Go around this. And then let's put some over here for my starfish. And we're just going to go just like so. And let it sit there on top. And maybe just a couple small ones, but let me get my Seahorse in here first before. Let's see. Do I want to? Yeah, real tough decision, huh? Do I want to go this way? Or do I want to go this way? I think we'll go this way. So let's put this right there. And we'll put and we're going to just go like so. Okay. And then I want to put maybe just a couple little shells in there. Oh, that's so pretty. That is really pretty. Just saying. I think it is. So let me grab some small shells. I got a mess going on over here with the resin. I'm going to put a couple shells, and then I think I'll put a couple bubbles in the by the coral. So I just want a few little tiny ones in there. Again, you should have your gloves on. Yeah, let's do 2 over here. And a couple in there. And I might throw pearl in that one. Okay, I think we're good there. Yeah. Might as well put this little one in there too. There we go. So that looks good. Let me get a pearl. I'm just loving the color of that shell. I think we want to do a decent size pearl. Okay. And maybe a couple acrylic bubbles right there. And this piece will be done. So I think I'll put one right there. And again, there it went, frickin' backwards. But I'm leaving it go because I don't want to mess with my waves. And I think we'll put one. You know, if I put this down backwards, it'll probably turn around and be the right way. See, it did it again. Dang it. You know, I'm stubborn. There's got to be an easier way to put these bubbles on. And let's get one more bubble on there. Do the bubbles in 3s. Yep, there it goes to the side. All right. If I could find my tweezers, I'm going to try my tweezers, even though I can't find the other ones I have. It's got to be around here somewhere. And there you go. That worked better. So we have like 3 little bubbles. And I need to do something here with some more resin, but I'm going to put a glove on. Finish this up by rubbing my fingers around it, and we should be good to go on this piece. All right, guys, thanks for watching. You guys have a great day. Bye.